3 of the Atlantic City Beer and Music Festival, kicking it off here, Process Potables. We are getting ready for face-to-face. We're getting ready for the last 4 hours of non-stop drinking, trying to pace ourselves. The first session, I think we did a pretty good job. We're still here. We're still, well, we're sitting, but still standing metaphorically at least. We'll test that theory in a little bit, but our presence was graced by friends with beer, very good beer. So to have it brought to us instead of having to go out in the heat and get it is a godsend at this point. So we're very appreciative of our new friends, Fort Nonsense Brewing. We're joined by Andrew and by Thomas. What's going on, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the pod. We really appreciate it. I'm joined by Steve as well. So talk to us about Fort Nonsense. Talk to us about, you know, your experience here at the Beer Fest so far. Explain to everybody who's listening to this podcast where Denville, New Jersey is, because we are mostly, Western South Jersey, like Philadelphia based. So it's definitely lost on me. It's probably lost on a lot of our main demographics.
Yeah. Well, Denville is North Jersey in Mars County, by Dover, Morristown, Parsippany, if you know where any of those places are. About halfway between the city and New York City, and Pennsylvania. Different city where we come from.
Yeah.
But
if you know how to get to 287, just hop on there, drive 40 miles, and we're right around there.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. We actually are starting to get into the outside of Philly, New Jersey area with distribution now.
Okay.
Nice.
Do you guys use it? Do you self-distribute or use a distributor?
We don't. We use a small distributor.
Okay.
Yeah, by us.
So, Fort Nonsense, what's the story behind the name? It's always one of the most interesting things.
Yeah, that's actually, again, I guess more a local thing for us in Morristown, up Morris County. There's an old, well, it's not there anymore. It used to be a fort when George Washington was there in the winter of 1789, 1779, I think.
Yeah.
He had his troops build a fort on one of the hills up there, and the story that popped up after the war was that he had him do it just to keep him out of trouble. Keep him from, probably drinking too much and getting out in the town, so they started calling it Fort Nonsense.
Unfortunately, work is usually what stops me from drinking too much. It's a real conundrum, but I need to work to buy the beer. Yeah. Except in situations like this where, fortunately, it's being given to me, which is fantastic. Let's talk about the beer. You guys brought some here.
Yeah.
Now, everything you brought, is this available at the session right now?
Pretty much, yeah. The only difference is the sour you're having is with mango, passion fruit, and guava. The one we're pouring at the session is blueberry, blackberry, and acai berry.
Okay. So, do you guys have a flagship beer? Do you guys have a certain style that you lean toward, or is it just, anything goes?
I mean, we do a lot of different things. Our flagships are our In Full Effect Hazy IPA. That's definitely a flagship.
You can hold it up right there if you want. That's yours.
Yeah, there you go, In Full Effect. Then another staple we usually have around is our Project Lola Pilsner, named after my dog Lola.
Oh, there you go.
Bonus points right there for sure.
Yeah. We have an amber ale that we always have available, and a porter that we always have available.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what are your two affiliations with the brewery? Like brewers, salesmen, servers?
We're two of the three owners.
Yes.
Okay.
And
we're also brothers.
Yes.
Okay.
And our third brother, who couldn't be here, is the other.
Yeah. He always misses
family business.
Yeah.
Well, sucks to suck is something we like to say.
Yeah.
I don't know if that translates to North Jersey, but around here it sucks to suck. So,
yeah.
All right. So we tried this. So this one's called Lacto by Nonsense. You said this is the guava mango passion fruit. Steve, you got to try this as well. Talk to me about what your initial, taste gave you on this.
Well, I think I'm starting to like lactose in beer much more.
Good.
And as I read the description, like guava, mango, passion fruit, those are probably like the three best things I like in a sour like this, because I feel like with almost every sour, there's always like an ingredient in something like coconut or like key lime, like something that I'm like but I think all the other good stuff will kind of cancel it out, and that just.
Well, yeah, you definitely hit two things I don't prefer to have in my beer either. So yeah, this one hits it on. 8.6. It's not one to fuck around with either.
No.
A lot of these fruited lactose sours sit more in like your 4, 5, 6% range. So you guys jacked this one up as well. Kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like it at all. You don't get any high
dangerous.
ABV kind of.
But after a few of them, you will definitely notice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So you said in full effect, this is one of your staples, is a hazy IPA.
Yep. Brewed in double dry hopped with Citra, Amarillo, and Simcoe.
You guys do anything with Galaxy hops? It's like my go-to.
Yeah, we've only done Galaxy once, a couple months ago. It's been so hard to get, and then finally I found it somewhere, so I bought it, and we did a.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
it was worth it.
Yeah.
So, in Denver, you guys have like an actual tasting room. People can go in and try the beers out and stuff.
Yeah, we have a small tap room, about 50 seats. Right now, we're actually in the process of moving to a bigger location.
Okay. Awesome.
About 2 miles from where we are, so we're not going very far.
That's perfect. I work at Brotherton. We just moved from not having a tap room to opening an actual tasting room in Atco, and it's so awesome and it's beautiful, and it obviously helps with so many different levels, especially now, coming out of COVID and the world coming back and people being really excited to get back. Every brewery we've talked to, I like to ask the question because this event is kind of like a big kickoff to trying to get back to some semblance of normalcy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The mask restrictions are lifted. It's a huge gathering. It's a concert. It's a beer fest. It's all these things that we haven't been able to do for a very long time. And a lot of people have heard the struggles that, everybody went through during these times, but breweries especially, because they limited capacity, and especially if you're small and didn't distribute much, then people were pretty much only being able to go to liquor stores and get beer. So if you weren't in somebody's local liquor store, they really weren't able to do much. But there are some positives that have come, especially for breweries through COVID. So can you guys speak to anything that you had to change that you learned that was a positive that now will probably even continue going forward for you? Like anything that actually has come from this that you appreciate rather than like focusing on the negative now that we're getting out of it?
I don't know. What did we really change?
Well, we totally shifted gears and everything shut down.
Yeah,
we were lucky.
We pivoted very well.
We had a small canning line before this whole hit, so we were really well set up there to just start cranking cans out.
So you don't have to bring a mobile can or
that helped tremendously.
We were very lucky.
We didn't have a beer garden before this all hit, so that was great. Being able to set up stuff outside, people really loved that last summer. Yeah,
our tap room doesn't really have a very good spot for a beer garden, but with all the COVID stuff, the town just kind of made it work, which really helped because that is something we always feel hurts us at this time of the year. Now being able to have it.
That's good to hear. I wanted to ask you guys, because one thing, we talked to some friends from Hidden Sands earlier, and they talked about how, with the craft beer industry, like, it's not so much a competition, like, it's a nice community, and that made me really happy, because the one thing I love about craft beer is that it's the best way to support a small business, I know a lot of guys, maybe they have a 9-to-5 job and this is their side hustle or something, but for some people it's their only form of income. So I guess my only question is,
sure ain't the podcast, buddy.
Yeah, right. But so up where you're from, did you guys kind of get that same sense of community, and you guys kind of getting through it, all of last year together?
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's the same up from where we are. There's used to be our close, but there are 3 breweries up in Hackettstown, and we always go to them. They come to us. We all help each other. It's always been a great community. Even with COVID, everyone's helped around. When the can shortage happened, people were trading boxes of cans back and forth.
Oh, that's great.
We've gotten grain from people. We've given grain to people. So it's always good to have the community, and it is the same up by us, which is nice.
Have you guys done any like collaboration types beers or anything? I know that's becoming like a very big thing between breweries.
Not really.
We're hoping to maybe work some things out while we're here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is the place to do it.
Yep.
This is the place to get a lot of stuff done. So you can find Fort Nonsense Brewing on Instagram at Fort Nonsense Brewing very easily. Again, up in Denville. I don't know if a lot of our Sixers listeners are going to be from out there, but hey, I sold one of my home games to round 1 to a guy who said I think he lived in New York City or just outside of it, who still tries to come down. So it exists up there. Hey, we know there's not any Brooklyn Nets fans anywhere, so yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So make sure you check them out. Again, like they said, they have a tasting you can go and check out. There is distribution, so you should be able to find them. Guys, thank you for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate your time, man, and especially for the beer too. And I'm gonna come check out this other lactose sour you guys said you got, 'cause I'm really excited because I'm on
all day.
this.
Oh yeah.
All right, thanks guys. Stay tuned. We will be back with more from the third session of the Atlantic City Beer and Music Festival. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms at Process Potables.